Trees. What's the first thing that comes to mind? They're tall, green, nice to look at. We know they're important, but perhaps we don't know why. Hi everyone, my name is Eve McGann, and for my action project, I brought a tree planting app called ECO-UNESCO to my school. Before starting this project, I knew that deforestation was a big issue, but it was only when researching that I realised just how amazing trees really are and how badly we need to protect them. Trees are like Earth's natural vacuum. They remove carbon from the atmosphere and replace this gas with oxygen for us to breathe. Carbon is a heat-trapping gas, which means an excess amount of carbon causes more heat to be trapped, worsening climate change. Trees fight this issue by restoring the balance in our air. Trees, on their own, have the power to reverse climate change if only we protect them and make up for the ones we've demolished. But that's not all trees are capable of, and I could talk for days about everything trees do, but I won't, and instead I've included slides of the PowerPoint I made here if you'd like to read more. So, if you haven't already guessed, the problem I chose to focus on for my project was the issue of deforestation, the cutting down of trees for first world purposes. This is not only a climate change issue, but sadly a climate injustice too. Forests in developing countries are decimated to clear land and provide products for most of the Western world. This tree felling is one of the largest contributors to the problem of climate change and is a climate justice issue, as the people in third world countries who aren't responsible for the trees being cut down and don't benefit from the products of these trees are bearing the brunt of the issue. They are the people that contribute the least to climate change and yet are forced to suffer the consequences. The aim of my action project was to raise awareness about the issue of deforestation and help counteract it by making the tree planting app ECO-UNESCO the default search engine at my school. First off, not sponsored by ECO-UNESCO, I just think it's a really cool invention. Basically, what it is a completely free search engine which donates its profits to tree planting projects. For every 45 searches on the app, they will have enough money to plant a single tree. People use ECO-UNESCO as a green alternative to Google. I think it's incredible that helping the planet has never been easier. All you have to do is type into a search engine. My school uses iPads and every student uses Google, so I thought here is the perfect opportunity for change. To achieve my goal, I first had to research as much as possible about ECO-UNESCO to ensure it lived up to its words. I'm happy to say it exceeded them. All this research is compiled in a PowerPoint project shown above. I then sent that PowerPoint in an email to my vice principal and the 6th-year head of the environmental committee, pitching my plan to them. Once I had the permission to implement this project, I contacted the IT support teacher, telling her about my plan and asking her help for reaching out to the company Wriggle, who's in charge of installing apps on the students' iPads. Unfortunately, they were unable to replace Google with ECO-UNESCO entirely, but it could still be used on the iPads. In the following weeks, with the rest of the environmental committee's help, I will present the project to each class in the school to encourage students and staff to use the app for searching on the internet. Also, I'm creating more incentives by starting a competition to see which student planted the most trees each month. I hope to have impacted at least 345 people, which is the majority of my school community. The more people that use ECO-UNESCO, the more trees that will be planted on this earth. Climate change can seem like an impossible issue that brings about a sense of hopelessness. How can one individual impact such a widespread problem? Just remember this: it is the greatest of all mistakes to do nothing because you can only do a little. Thank you.